it's a pastor friend, and more doors are opening for me because he's well known, and since the teaching, he wants me to go to Benin, to Congo, and he knows some apostles there, hundreds of churches. They want me to teach them everything. So huge doors are opening.
Yes, I could sense that when I saw you there. I could sense that it's like you are an apostle. That's what I saw. It's like you are an apostle, not just to the country, but to the continent. Wow. That's what I could see in the spirit. It's like your ministry is going to be much bigger in that part of the world than here. So I think what God gave you in France is a preparation for, it's a preparation for the greater work that God has for you. And I'm so happy for you because it was so nice to see how people were receiving it, and I could see people were receiving. And did you get the translator from France or?
No, from the church. They had two translators because they speak French, but some of the people understand better in Wolof. It's a French-speaking country, but some people it's better for them to have the Wolof.
Yeah, because it was flowing very well, good flow.
Yes, yeah.
Very good, and good receptibility they were receiving.
Yes, really. And this church, there are a lot of them are ministers, are used with the word, so they appreciate the teachings, the word of God. So they were receiving much of it, but they were stunned. They were, wow. They want me to go each year. Some of them were upside down. Some of them say that I'm Christian from years. It seems it's the first time I hear the gospel. Where are you coming from? Where were you all these years? Some people ask me, where were you all these years? So it was a great time.
Where were you all these years?
Yes. Even the first 3 days I was speaking in artist conference. Then the one who organized is a friend of mine. He's a national known artist, first Christian artist to open such an environment for the gospel with the music. And when he
in the country of Senegal.
Yes, and he's doing a huge, and it seems the gospel going to impact Senegal a lot with the artistic people because it's a Muslim country. And they were on TV, radio, and he's known all around the Senegal because he used the traditional music and he used the Wolof language and he put the gospel word in it. So he's very known and he's doing a very good job, very, very good job.
So he was listening to you.
Yes, and when he was listening to the teachings, he said the same thing. He said that God, it's like God has hidden you from all this year because we need this teaching. We need people like you. We don't have this here in Africa. So where were you all this year? I want you to come next year, then the next year. And he's, yes. So it was very encouraging also for me because I saw the return of the people. It was huge. It was huge. I have also, there were a pastor who is the biggest gospel singer, French-speaking gospel singer. He's also a pastor, so he was the main singer. And his manager was there. And when the manager hears my preaching, and when he saw me, how I live, he told me, I want to manage you. I can do millions with you. He said, I can make millions with you. And I said, no, I'm not interested in millions. I'm not interested, but help me to gain influence. And he said, okay, I'm gonna help you because he knows everyone in the French-speaking media, Christian world. So he said, okay, I'm gonna promote you. I'm gonna help you. And he wrote me later, and he said, I was impacted not also with your message, but by the way you are, your simplicity, your humility, because we were living together during 3 days, So we appreciate one another, and he was impacted. And so it's very, very encouraging for me. Very, very good time. Very
is this man, this French producer, is he based in France or is based in Africa?
In Paris. He's based in Paris, actually.
Wow. And you had to go to Africa to meet with him?
Yes. Because I never searched to open door for me. So I never tried to connect intentionally with that kind of people. So it was like this. So I think it's God opening doors for me, really. It's my second trip to Africa, and in 2 trips, a lot of doors are opening, people are appreciating. It's evident for me that God is pushing me and is sending me. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Let me welcome the people from Facebook and from YouTube. Okay, we have Adeshola here. We have Eta, Favor Atongwe. We have Justin Mayo. Justine. By the way, Justine is here in Kiev. We have Kennedy, Festus. We have Fidela. We have Chris Bob. We have, okay, let me go to Facebook and also greet a few people before we continue. I have Pastor Pierre with me today. So you, everybody that is watching us from all over the world, you are welcomed. Please go and share the message. If you are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, let's go share the message. Kennedy Festus is here on Facebook. Iye Doyene is here. Mudia Kalo. Babatunde Funsani. Diamond. Diamond Muela. Olushin. Oh, Olushin. How are you, my brother? Olushina Oshilaja is here. Charity is here. Denise is here. Jacob Saleh is here. Peter Jai is here. Bro Christian is here. Well, welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. And on YouTube, I have Abraham Dawudu is there. Sandey Ebi. Tunde Adekparasu. Beatrice is there. Buliski. Shegun Tobi. Chris Bob. Yeah, welcome everyone. Now, I have Pastor Pierre with me, who just came back from Africa. He just came back from Africa and he's wearing some African attire. Go back a little bit. Yeah, just go back. Yeah, that's it, good. We can see it now. So you see the dress, the African dress. God has opened a tremendous door of influence for Pastor Pierre in Africa. I'm so happy for him. He's a gospel singer and a pastor of a local church, but more a kingdom carrier. So he's carrying the kingdom of God and a trainer for pastors and for leaders. And he speaks French. He's a Frenchman, but he's one of my most dedicated followers, disciples. And he's very serious. He's not just listening. He's doing. He's interested in promoting the kingdom, and it's one of the kingdom fruits. And he's been featured on the kingdom fruits. If you didn't see his program on kingdom fruits, go look for it. Pastor Pierre is on the kingdom fruits, and very interesting story. But today, he has translated one of my books. We are going to talk about that later, but today we are going to talk about this book. I'm surprised. How many books of mine have you read? Sorry, I lost you. How many books?
Maybe 30 or 40.
Oh!
Yeah.
And he's not even an English speaker. His English is second language. So it's not even his first language. Now, shame on you. All of you are English speakers and you have not even read one book or two books. But let me tell you about this book, Pastor Pierre. I got a letter from America yesterday, from an American publisher. Just typical American. He heard about me from some of his friends somewhere, and he wanted to get all my books.
Wow.
And he wants to get all my books, and I have, like, in English maybe 100 books, so he wants to read everything. I said, how can you love books? And I said, yes, I want to. He wants to read all the books, but when he went to Amazon, I told him if he wants to buy the books from my office, it's going to be cheaper. But he could go to the Amazon to see the list. He said, but when I went to Amazon, I was tempted, he said. He said, I've written to your office to get all the books, but before all the books come, I was tempted. So I'm going to have to pay. I was tempted. I said, by what book? Can you believe it? He was tempted by this book.
Yeah.
Why you must urgently become a workaholic. So what do you tell me about this? Is a strange title also. Why you must urgently become a workaholic. So what do you tell me about this book?
Well, there is a lot to say about the book. I think the title in itself, it's like it's provocating, and it's a call in itself, because you want to know more. When you saw the title, you want to know more about it, but you know what the subject will be, so you have to be interested in working. It's evident that it's obvious that the one who don't want to work is going to choose another title.
Yes.
That's why maybe this man is a reader, but he is also a worker. So he knows already about the secrets of working, and he wants to become more, because a workaholic is not only a worker, it's someone addicted to work. So, yes.
Yeah.
Normally, with the end of the work, it's like alcoholic. It's someone who is sick. So even the expression normally in the normal use, workaholic is someone who has a problem, someone who is excessive in work. It's someone who has to be cured. So the title is very provoking, and it gives the envy to read and to know about it. Especially for me, because I knew already about some of your messages about work, your ethic about work, what you have also rediscovered for us, which is very interesting, and I'm working to make research on that topic, how the early Protestants have that ethic, how it was a part of the First Reformation, and how it changes Europe and USA and other countries that were formed by the early Protestants. So I knew a little bit about your message, so I wanted to go deeper in your vision about work, and I was not disappointed at all in reading this book.
You are not disappointed?
No.
Now, but you already are a workaholic. You already work hard. And for you, because if you have read my book, 30 something of my books, it means you are a workaholic. Believe me. If, you know, but most people have not read maybe 2-3 books from me, but you read 30 books. You must be a workaholic. So, but what else did you learn? What do you have? I want to hear about 10 points.
Okay.
Lessons that you think this book could bring, because the book is called Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. So what are the points that you want to point out from this book? Okay.
First of all, for me, the main thing you are going to gain in reading this book is a new understanding of the essence of work in itself. For example, thank you for treating me like a work alcoholic. I was a very lazy person because I didn't believe in work. And before being a Christian, I was not interested in work because I was thinking why everyone is going to work only to make money, then to retire, then to die. And I think all of this work, all of this effort for what? For nothing. So I didn't catch the meaning of work. And it's the main, for me, the gold peptides in your book is that people will gain the real essence, the real meaning of work from a biblical and logical point of view. And you need this because before, I don't know for other people, but for me, I need to have first understanding, then I can go. When I'm convinced, I'm this kind of person. When I'm convinced by something, I know it is true, I understand, then I can go and I can go. So your book gives a very clear understanding of the essence of work. And especially in a Christian world, because the topic of work is not preached today, and maybe especially in Protestants, because in the Protestant way, for people to be saved, it's not by works, it's by grace. So we put the emphasis on this, which is true, but you have to work. It's a different part. It's not for salvation, but so this part, I think it's under-evaluated and under-preached. So you are a Frenchman. I was in France. I was in maybe Lyon, in Paris, in some cities. Yeah. But I don't like it the way French people work. Some people in France don't work at all, especially the immigrants. They just sit in the south on the different places, the outside. They don't work. They live on welfare. But the average French people, when I look at the way they work, I pity them. I'm sorry for them. Uncle Sam, it's like they are slaves to Uncle. I don't like, when I see French people, the way they work, I don't want to work. I don't like work too. I hate work also. Because, it's like you pity them. It's like, work. It's like they are slaves to work in France. That's what I saw. The people who work. And they are complaining, bitter, complaining. Because they... So most people only know work as Uncle Sam. Yes, that's true. But this is different, isn't it? Yeah, totally different. In French people, for example, they are very smart with Uncle Sam. They think they are very smart because maybe they are the only people in the world to succeed to have the 35 hours weekly work. Yes. So they think they have succeeded because they have more free time, they have more holidays. Yes. They have fought for their rights in working. They have good social help. So it's a good system. But just as you said, it's a slave system. Even if those slaves are not beaten too hard. Yes, so most of them think, okay, it's not bad, we are slaves, but we are not beaten. And that's what scared me as a young man was that, because I could see it was a slave system, and I wanted to escape. So I tried another way of living. But it's true. And what you are talking to us in your book, it's not only becoming a workaholic, but you have one chapter who said you have to become a workaholic, but in your vocation, in your domain of calling.
Yes.
In finding and accomplishing your purpose.
Oh.
Yes, and it's very crucial, very important point.
Because the reason why you hated work as a young man was because it was for Uncle Sam.
Yes.
Not for your purpose.
Yes.
And most people, that's what I saw in France. Most people don't know you work for your purpose. Most people are working to go to work.
Yeah. I honestly, I have never heard, I'm 50, more than 50, I've never heard someone speaking of working for your purpose. Never. Even in alternative people, even in the artistic people, and it's like everybody is thinking you have to work for money, you have to make money, you have to, so everyone is like obliged to work. So people are working. France is good. France is going forward. So work is a way of life, but working for purpose is something very rare, and even in the Christian people, it's not preached at all. And I discovered that even the Christian people they have more faith in the system than in the kingdom.
So that is the problem we have. And somebody is writing now that, I think that is Adelaja writing, that DSA, my husband can relate with this very well. Yeah, I think this is one big problem. A lot of Christians, this is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Pierre, this is a tragedy. If you are a Christian and you have to work for Uncle Sam, big tragedy. If you are working for money and you are a Christian, you will never be fulfilled.
Yes, I agree 100%. And before knowing your teaching, I thought, for me it was okay because I have a pastoral calling, and so for me it was normal to live by faith and to work for my purpose. Because I have identified it, but now I understand, and I understand more of what Jesus himself was speaking about, that it's for every disciple, and it's systematic, and I am going to teach and also to form people in my church to identify and to work for their purpose.
But in France,
it's part of the Christian discipleship.
But in France, in your church, and in France in general, this is a different concept, and it's a new concept. So what are the other things that you could see in the book that you think you have to tell us today?
Excuse me.
No problem.
Yeah.
So what are the other lessons that we want to point out from this book?
Okay. One of the other thing, I mentioned it quick, but I want to maybe to develop a little more. It's what you have wrote in one of the chapters, is that the dignity of labor was one of the key messages of the European Protestants, and it was the basis of our Reformation. And today, in our churches, we come from these roots, but it seems it's totally forgotten. So this message has to be revived, because especially in a charismatic world, we have put the emphasis of faith, which is good, but we have to balance faith with this life of work.
Yeah.
Because we teach on dream, vision, and the people are learning how to envision, how to have a dream from God, how to live by faith, how to have faith, how to proclaim, all these messages around faith, which is good, but it's only to conceive the things. And if we don't add the message of hard work, it's going to stay only a dream. So we have to balance this in our understanding, also in our preaching and in our people. I think it's a major point of the book.
But in Africa, for example, this book is, I think Africa needs it even more, because I know pastors and people, religious people, Christian, charismatic people in Africa, especially in Nigeria, where I come from, that teach that you don't work too much, because if you are blessed, you don't need to work. So if you work, it means you are not blessed. So if God really bless you, you don't work so much. So that is what the most pastors, charismatic pastors in Africa now teach. But here I'm saying why you must urgently become a workaholic. Are you familiar with this teaching from Africa? That, if God bless you, you just live by grace, by favor, not labor. You don't do labor, you do favor. You believe God for favor, and God's blessing goes before you. You don't need to work hard. Do you know about that?
No. I know about...
You are lucky.
Yeah. I know the message that favor will add something, but you normally you work to live. Yes.
So when I, in Africa now, tell people you need to urgently become a workaholic, they tell me, no, he doesn't know grace. He doesn't know grace. I don't know grace. They say, you shouldn't walk like a workaholic. That is a curse. Adam cursed. It is.
Yeah. Wow.
So I want to hear you about this.
I have a verse which comes to my head when you spoke. Paul say, by the grace of God, I am what I am. And I have worked more than the other apostles. Not me, but the grace of God which was in me. 1 Corinthians 15. So it means grace is not linked to passivity. More grace means you are going to work harder than the other, because grace is producing God's ability in you, and God's ability is not to sleep, it's to produce, to do more. I think grace will make your work more efficient. Grace will make your work attain the goal more quickly. Because if you work in the will of God, God is directing you, God is give you energy, strength, contact, opportunity, so your work is going to be better. But grace will not replace work. Grace will enforce work. And this verse is a proof.
Beautiful. Someone is writing here. Rochelle White. Since listening to Pastor Sandey, I'm conscious of every minute I must be addicted to work. Yeah, this is, because you become productive. I want to hear about what, in this book, I wrote many examples of great men, and that the secret for the greatness is work. What are the examples that really inspired you from this book?
Okay. Well, you told in the book about a lot of people from the sports area, like Michael Jordan, Usain Bolt, the sisters, also the tennis women, the Serena
Williams,
Williams sisters. And what amazed me is that their father began to train them from the age of 3.
Yes.
And they were working so hard every day. And the proof for me is both of them succeeded. Normally, if it's a gift or a favorite thing, one of them should have been succeeded, even natural talents. Why both of them? And it's a proof that the same training made both of them became champions at the same level. So there is no, just as you work, there is a chapter, say you can become your own prophet when you work hard. So you can predict your life, you can predict your future. And I love that because I have faith, I believe in God. But I love the fact that you can make your calling go forward every day when you understand the power of work. And your book emphasizes that power, and it's great. Everyone who wants to have success in his vocation needs to have these truths and to practice everything about that. Because faith is necessary, but what you teach in this book is also a necessity. So I was impressed by this testimony of the two sisters, especially because of that.
Okay.
Because it shows the evidence that it's work that makes the difference. It's not gift. It's not.
It's not even talent. It's not talent. It's hard work.
Yeah. Yes, it's hard work from the age of three. And the father do everything to train them. So from a very young age, they were trained to work hard. So in growing, they have maintained and even go forward in this attitude to work hard. And that's why when they came at a certain level, nobody could stand them because they were stronger than the other because of training, because of working harder than the other. They were trained from a very young age to work hard. Very important.
So the grace of God doesn't stop you from working hard.
Yes, it's the opposite. It's the opposite.
It makes you.
Like Paul said normally more grace is going to make you a harder worker. When Paul talked about his calling, he always compared his calling to a race. And he said, I run my race. I've run my race. I'm running my race. He never said, I'm walking my race. I'm walking in my calling.
Or I'm waiting.
Yes, he never said, I'm waiting. He never said, I am walking, but he always said, I'm running. So for him, his calling he needs work. I have to run to my calling. I cannot lose time. I cannot spare my effort, my energy. I have to run. And he said, run. Only one run the race. Please run your race in a way that you are going to be the winner. So not only he told us to run, but to run in a manner to win. So it's evidence that Paul has caught this mentality of hard working for his calling. He knew you don't have to work to be saved, but when you are saved, you are equipped by God Himself. You have the ability of God. So now you have to work to do what He has called you to do, because you have the gift of God, you have the ability of God, you cannot be condemned anymore, so you don't have to work at all for your salvation. I think the church is working to trying to work on the work Jesus has done, and she's passive about what Jesus tells us to do. Yes.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Well, this is the book we are talking about. Why you must urgently become a workaholic. What are the other lessons from this book that you think you would like to share with us that you've learned that was a blessing to you?
Yes. One thing in the beginning of the book, and it seems so evident, but nobody talks about that. In this chapter, you say that work is linked to life itself. Work, you wrote that work is life in itself. because everything that exists came from work. Natural parts, but even what humans have done. When I take my car, when I took transport, when I eat, everything is a product of work. And without work, there is no life. And something you wrote also, which is an evidence that can change our mind about work, is that in our body, every cell is working hard and continuously. If our heartbeat will take a break only one day,
we are dead.
Well, and yes. So in life, there is work. So when you understand that, you cannot live without working, because it means it's a kind of death not to be working. So this point is very evident and change. It can change the mentality of people, because everyone wants to live, and you have to understand that you cannot live abundantly without working, because life is connecting to work, and work is connected to life in itself.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to hear more lessons.
So one lesson, which is in maybe every chapter, is that about working hard to be the best in your field. Because a lot of people think it's because of talent, it's because of opportunities, because you are living in the West, because you have the good connections, because you were born under the good star, because you were lucky, because God favored you, because everything which is not from your own responsibility. But in all the examples you gave and all the biblical truths you gave also, man can see that to succeed in every field, there is no other thing than hard work. And even talent cannot make it. You say that the one who works hard with less talent is always going to be superior to the one who is talented but doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that's true. That's true. From a time you can be the winner with a lot of talent and a lot of work, but at the end of the day, in the long run, you cannot make it. You will lose the race. So for everyone to succeed, hard work is not an option. That's what you have wrote, and I love this lesson. You have to accept it in your mind. Everyone wants to succeed in ministry, in his calling, in every domain. You have to work hard to succeed. So I like this point, and it's recurrent in all the book. The best people are always the hard workers, always, even the talented one. Because there is a lot of talented people who are not successful, lot of educated people, lot of bright-minded people, but they are not successful because laziness. So, wow, it's something we have to quit, because as a people called from God, we want to succeed not for ourselves, but for the kingdom, for the glory of God, for the benefit of the people we are called to serve. So we cannot do it without hard working. So we have to put this in your mind, in our mind. It's not an option anymore. It's obligation. Yeah.
Beautiful. You are working very hard. That's why you are able to pastor a church, and you are also doing musical. Tell us about your work, about yourself.
Okay. So I've worked those 12 past years to start a church. In fact, I've started 2 churches, and here in France, a little town, and I began by faith, without salary, and working hard and forming disciples, work with cell groups, and trying to win new people. And in parallel to this work, I was working also with a musical band, with my own children, because they were musicians from their very young age. They played music, so we improved also in the musical parts, and now we have two churches. We have a very strong church, very good, loving people, working people also, leaders, cell leaders. I have a lot of students also who are they are going to be the head in the future, because some of them are very high profile students, and they have worked on themselves to become also spiritual leaders, so they have a kingdom mentality. So I'm working on mentoring and forming disciples of those people, and parallel to that, we have worked also to develop our musical group, and we are working with the group not only in church but outside the church also. Also, we are doing some concerts, some evangelism through the music, through the gospel music, and we have produced actually 2 CDs, and so we are working, we are developing our team, and we have about 15 persons. We have now 3 groups of music, so we are working also on this part.
But you still have a family. Yeah. You still have a family, so it's a lot of things to do together with the family.
Yes, I have 5 children. All of them are involved in ministry, in music, and for purpose also. They have projects, so we are progressing together. And I'm also working a little bit on real estate. I became an investor, so I'm learning in this domain to invest and to try to make money from investment, because I want to be more independent. I have a lot of projects, so I don't want the church always soliciting the church. I want to help project by myself. That's how I began my ministry, because in the beginning I was helping the church before having a salary. I was paying a lot of time for the need of the church, because the church was small and didn't have money, and I have more money with my investment. So I'm growing in this part also. I'm working also in this part, and I'm working a lot on myself. I'm a student, and I'm a learner. That's why I've discovered one of the best mentor of the world, which is Pastor Sandey. Who is Pastor Sandey? And because I'm a learner, I'm working on myself. I know I cannot do something bigger than what I have inside me. That's how I'm working on myself, to develop myself. And I developed my English. I went back to university 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I went back to have a degree in social business, and I've learned a little bit more of my English. I'm learning. I've learned more about music. I've learned about Spanish. I've learned about the cell church. I've learned about leadership, and I'm always learning and improving myself. So it's a part of my work, because it's very important to work on yourself and to educate ourselves.
Somebody is asking, what part of France do you have your church in?
I'm in the center, just in the middle. If you take the map of France, put your finger in the middle, and you will see me. I'm just in the middle.
Yeah, where is it in France? So that some people are in France, they might want to come and visit you or something.
Yeah. The name of my town is Clermont-Ferrand. It's difficult. Clermont-Ferrand. It's not far from Lyon. 2 hours far from Lyon. And the town is Clermont-Ferrand.
Yeah, somebody wrote it, Clermont-Ferrand, yeah.
Okay.
Clermont-Ferrand, yes. Oui. Okay. Then what about, you said you are following Pastor Sandei, and you are reviewing this book that is called Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. Now, you've been visiting Ukraine 2 times, right? 3 times.
Yeah.
Now, how did you see this practice in Kyiv, Ukraine, or with Pastor Sandei?
Yes. In fact, actually, I saw it first in practice before reading the book. That's why I believe in the book, because I saw the author of the book, and I was so amazed about your productivity, and also work hard but work smart part of you, because you have put system in place to multiply your work. So I'm learning about this. That's why I read the book. But when I came the first time to Ukraine, I spent maybe 10 days, and I saw the reading you were in, and it was amazing. As I told you, one night, one day, I came out of the meeting, and the sun was well rising, because it was maybe 3 or 4 in the morning. And it was on Sunday, and we had a big day in church from the morning, afternoon, and then we came back at night, then start again a new meeting. And when I came back to my hotel, the sun were rising. And the next day we continue, and we finish maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, and every day meetings and people and work. And I saw how all your team was very committed to work. Everyone was working, even during the meeting. Some of people are working on their computers. So it's a real hardworking environment. So it's not only words, it's really practice.
Some people see me releasing so many books, and they see me do video twice every day, 2 times, and many things. They say, how do you have time to do it? You have seen it.
Yeah, that's true. And first of all, I say it's impossible, because when I heard you say I have already wrote 300 books, but I begin to reflect on that, because I wrote one, and it took me and it took me almost 1 year to complete everything. So 300 years, it's impossible. Even if you do, I say it's impossible. So I knew that there were some systems, something, because it's humanly impossible. And so I don't know all about you, but I saw you have also worked on thousands of projects from Nigeria. And 300 books is not only what you have done. You have already, you showed me the plans from the next thousands of books you are planning to write. And you are also talked about how you want your ministry continue to be influential hundreds of years after you will be died. So it was so amazing, all the not only about work, but how you are strategic about your life and about the way you work. So it's not only hardworking, but it's very smart and strategic way of working. And That's why I've read your books, and because I want to learn about that, because it's really powerful. It's really powerful, and it's unique. For me, it's unique, especially for a pastor. I have difficulty to learn about businessmen because I don't believe much in money world and everything. So I focus on learning from the Christian world, but a lot of things are missing. And when I found your teachings, I found from me a trustable source, because you're a man of God. But I received all those material also which is missing in the Christian world about strategic thinking, working systems, everything. So I'm very, very happy, because it's gonna improve my life and my work. And for everyone who is gonna search about your teaching and this book, especially this book, the ethic of work is clearly defined in this book. So you wrote about what is work, how its biblical background, because it's incredible. But some Christians, just as you said, are teaching that work is bad, or work is a curse, or thing like that. So you put the thing in order, and it's very, very important for us Christians to know what is the foundation of work.
Now, I'm going to talk about you, because you just said now that you have read a lot of Christian books or listened to Christians, but you see that a lot of things that are missing in Christianity, you could see them coming from Pastor Sandey's works and things. So what do you say is the difference between Pastor Sandey's books and other books that you have been reading?
Well, I would say it's your books are always practical. It's not only edifying books. You can receive truths, spiritual truths, and enlightenments, but it is always practical. So when you finish the book, you know what you have to do, how you can put it in place. Because sometimes you read some good books, you are edified, you are blessed by the book, you admire the author and his achievements, but it doesn't resolve your problem. You say, okay, it's good, and you only pray that God will do the same for you, because the author don't give you the way to obtain the same results. See? And so you are edified, and you are going to pray more or to have faith. But what I appreciate the most in your book is that the spiritual level is there, no problem. And but there is a practical way, and you know how to make it work. So that's so great, so great. What I appreciate also is that you are very balanced, and you are not too mystical, because sometimes we are too spiritual and we are not. It's unrealistic. Sometimes we are spiritual.
Mystical. I like the word mystical.
It's mystical and unrealistic. So that's the part I like. It's very balanced with concrete examples, with true stories, and with your sources. You have different sources also. It's not only you quote Bible, but you quote also the facts, the numbers, the sports world, the business world. So it can affect. It's wider. Your impact can be wider. You can touch a lot of people, and also it gives a lot of credibility and testimonies to the truth you are sharing. And it's the practical aspect of it is enforced by those examples. So I like it very much. What I liked about your teaching, and I'm kind of like this also, it's you are not afraid to be provocative in when you believe the truth, you preach it cash, and I like it. You have this reformation mindset, so you want to the truth is priceless for you, and you know that if this truth is needed, you are going to help the people. You are going to correct what is wrong in the church or in the society or in your country. So you are a truth lover, and in all of your books there is this reformation aspect, and I really love that. For example, one of your teaching is very revolutionary, and it seems, first when you hear that, it seems like, oh, it's not Christian. When you say to succeed on earth, you have to have more faith in yourself than in God. So it's a very provocative title, but it's a very truth, and it's a biblical truth. Even God himself had to work to enforce the self-confidence of Moses, of Gideon, of Jeremiah, because they were weak in their self-confidence. They had confidence in God, but not sufficiently in themselves. So God himself had to do this kind of work. And this teaching, for example, is an example to show to the people how you can help people in a practical way, how your Christianity is very balanced, and you address topics that are not very often addressed, and they are very crucial, because if I don't believe in me, I'm going to stay hidden, and I will never affect my world with my calling if I'm too shy, if I don't learn to develop self-confidence. So it's not an anti-Christ, an anti-faith topic. To the contrary, it's something that has to be emphasized also. So I like this kind of teaching, because you are bringing something fresh, something new, and some topics are very missing in the body of Christ. Yeah.
Now, okay, you have read, we are talking about this book, Why You Must Urgently Become a Workaholic. You said you have read many other books from me.
Yeah.
Do you remember some titles, some other books of mine that you have read?
Yeah, of course. I've read, in the recent ones, I've read Stop Working for Uncle Sam.
Stop Working for Uncle Sam. Let me see. I want to show the ones you mentioned. Okay. Yeah.
Stop Working for Uncle Sam. I think it's a major one in the Western world.
Do you plan to translate it to French?
Yes, that's the next one I plan to translate it.
So you like this book?
Excuse me?
You said it's a major what? You said something about the book now?
Yes, I think it's a major topic for the Western church world.
Stop Working for Uncle Sam.
Yeah, yes. I think it's a major problem. What we were talking about a few minutes ago, because people are enslaved in the system, and the truths which are in this book are not preached at all. They are not known. They are not in the people minds. Even Christian people don't know and cannot have access to those truths. So it's a major book for the Christian Western world. In France, that's very, very important from now.
So that's Stop Working for Uncle Sam. Okay, which one again? What other book did you read?
I read Become a Better You.
Yes. No one is better than you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
No one is better than you.
Yeah, there is it. No one is better than you.
Okay.
Yep. So.
And of course, I've read How to Regain Your Lost Years, because I have already
You translated that to French already.
Yes.
When is it going to be in French? How to regain your
maybe
lost
in
years.
the March or something like that.
Okay, let me show them. How to regain your lost years. What do you say about this book?
Wow. There, the truths there about time, also about work, and just as the title says, it's a practical, functional way to regain your lost years. So we learn about the essence of time, the essence of work, truths, crucial truths that are missing in the body of Christ also. Very important truths.
Okay, what about no one is better than you?
Yes, no one is better than you. Very good book also. And what you told about self-confidence. This book is going to improve your self-confidence as a child of God, as a person called in this world. So
because that is important. Self-confidence is important to be able to rule and be number one in the world. Okay, what other book do you have you read?
Law of Difference.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yes?
Yes. It's one of my favorites. Yes.
Okay.
But it's unique. What do you think about it? I think it's a unique book.
Yes. Yes, very unique, and I think the topic is very developed, and in all the aspect of it brings forth a theme, and the theme is very developed, and it's so interesting, and it can change really the way you live, all your relationships, how you consider every person, everything. It's a book I want to read it again. I just finished it, but I have to read it again because I want to.
Most people, everybody who read this book, they said they don't want to read it one time. They want to read it again.
Yes, that's true. It can bring you another mindset, and the benefits are huge. I think the benefits of the truths of this book are very huge, very huge.
The law of difference.
Yes,
wow.
Law of difference.
Okay. Is there any other one?
Of course. Where are the heroes?
Where are the heroes? Let me see. Yes, I have it. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yes, this one was the topic of our November activity.
Yes.
How to become a person. So for me, it's I have the DNA of this book in me because it's not only DNA
of the book.
Yes, really, because I've been there with you in HMT, and in fact, the HMT, it was all the content of the book. The exact content of the book was our HMT. And it was not only word, because now it's more than 1 month ago. And I know when you go to a good conference, the effect of the conference starts maybe 10 days after the conference.
1 week, 2 weeks.
Yes. But no, I have something in my DNA. I'm changed by this. The truth of these books are part of me. And I cannot but recommend highly this book. Yeah.
Let the heroes arise.
Wow.
Let heroes arise.
Yeah.
Any other book you read?
Yes. Problems, your shortcut to prominence.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to look for it here. Problems, your shortcuts to prominence. Yep. I'm going to look for it here. Problems, your shortcuts to prominence. What do you say about that book?
Well, yes, it gives you another perspective about problems and the escapism mentality that is in the church. Because sometimes we want God. Excuse me. Sometimes we pray God himself to help us avoid. We want God to help us to avoid the problems, but God sends us to resolve the problems. So it's another point of view about problems, about life in itself. So it's very important to understand the message of this book, because you will suffer in life if you don't understand the true meaning of problems. You will suffer in vain. In fact, in reading all those books, what I understand is, even we are Christian, but in reality, we are still influenced by the world mentality. We have left the sin mentality, the immorality, everything. Okay, we are very good at it as Christian, but we don't understand that worldly mentality is much more. It's like a worldview. And our worldview of work, of problem, and a lot of things is worldly. That's why we are praying God. I don't want problem. I want the security. I want prosperity. Because in fact, we want the same thing that the world wants. And we want God to help us in succeed. But God is not involved in this. So we have to renew our mind, and your books are very good to bring us in a new worldview. This one about problem is very good.
Some people said these books and the teachings from Pastor Sandei is introducing Christianity again.
Yeah, that's true. And it confronts our daily challenges. It's not the concept only, but it's from our time. It's Christianity in our time. It's our time Christianity, worldview, and things that are occurring in our daily life, which are confronted by a new way of thinking. And so it's very, very important work. Your books are doing a very important work.
Any book that you read that you like to mention?
Yes, I have a lot. How to be in the here and now.
You read it already?
Yes.
Wow, you are a champion.
In fact, when Julie asked me, I forget about the books.
Sorry, what happened? I mean, when did you get the book? You forwarded the book?
Yes, I get from, because I use Kindle.
Oh.
So all the books, yes. I bought them through ebooks.
Yeah.
So it's very easy. It's cheaper, it's quicker. So when I need a book, I have it instantly.
Tell me about this book, because I think Christianity really needs this topic.
Yes.
Let's talk about this.
Yes, it's one of those things. When you ask me, what do you find different from my teachings? It's one of those things that it's not only biblical, edifying truths, but it's very practical, and this one can give a lot of balance, because you can be spiritual, you can be even visionary, but you can daydream, for example, and it's something, it's not addressed in your daily life. You cannot. In fact, this book is going to help you to maximize the use of your brain. That's it. Even unbeliever, they know that we are using, only 10% of our brain, and everyone is trying to find way to maximize the human potential God has given us. And we Christians, we are emphasizing about spiritual gift, faith, which is good, but let's also improve what God has given us. And I think with the Holy Spirit in us, in our mind, we have the key to open everything, the natural and the supernatural. And if you don't learn to master your thought life, your brain life, it's difficult to do everything. So I think it's very complementary to the usual Christian teachings. Thank you for this book, Pastor Sandei.
Any other one you want to mention?
Yes, I have also about monoculturalism.
Yeah, this is the favorite book of Julie.
Okay. Honestly, to be honest, I have not finished it yet. I'm reading it.
So what do you think about it?
Yeah, very, very interesting also. It's an application of truth, but just as I mentioned earlier, sometimes, I'm Christian, no, I love everyone, I have no problem, I have no prejudice, but when you read the book, you are confronted with your real world view, and you can, for example, at the last HMT, I think, there were guests some night, but in the real trainees, I think I was the only white man, and some of one of the brother told me, "Oh, didn't you feel strange to be?" And I say, honestly, I don't see people as white or black. I only see people. So when I'm with people, I even did not think of it. And he was surprised. He was very surprised because, I saw he saw the world in different people, different culture. I said, no, I don't see the world like this. When I know the people, when I relate to people, I relate to their soul, to their spirit. So I don't see the colors, the culture, because I've been in many countries, many cultures. I've been myself in different style of life, so I can cross the barriers. So, and this book will help you to understand that, because a lot of people are culturally bound. They are like slaves to their culture, and they don't see it. Even if they are Christian, of course, they have learned something, but sometimes there are some cultural barriers, and this book will help to break it.
I really want to respect you so much, because you speak French as your first language and English as your second language, but you have read so many books.
Yes, that's why I've learned English. I've learned English on purpose, because in the Christian French-speaking world, we have so little books and not the best. And we have a few spiritual fathers. And sometimes I say my spiritual fathers were the English pastor translated in French. So I improved my English to be able to read in the English, Christian English world, which is very wide. And that's how I came to your teaching. But I've read a lot of your books, former books in French also.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yes. So thank you so much for coming. And what will you say finally before we go about coming across Pastor Sandei and all these teachings and the books? And what will you tell our people who are watching?
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to receive me today in your program. It's an honor for me to be there and to have this time with you and with all the people. And what I would say is your books, it's a part of what you are doing, and 300 books. Yeah, it's not books, it's a library.
It's true. It's true. It's a library. Yes.
Dr. Sandei, you are not an author of books. You have produced a library, and what is available in French or in English, it's already, I think it's already one of the best tools I know to build your mentality as a Christian, to renew your mind, and to build a foundation to succeed in many domains as a Christian in this world. So it's really worth the price of it. Really worth the price of it. If I've made my efforts to learn English, to be able, even if it was only to read your books, it was worth investment of it.
Wow.
Yes. Honestly, I think even in education, even for children, even for forming leaders or Christian, using the different topics of the books, you are going to form a very strong people. It's a very high quality teachings. I cannot but recommend to everyone. Even someone is not Christian, he will hardly find something of that level on the market.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And before we go, I want to talk about the Libya challenge. We have this Libya challenge that I'm trying to do to help our people who went to problem in Libya. Please join the trail, join the challenge. You need to go to www.gofundme.com/Libya1challenge and put your $1 there or $5, any amount they ask you to build. But I think everybody can afford $1 or $5. You know, it's www.gofundme.com/Libya1challenge. And then, but most importantly, call out your friends. We want you to call out 5 people to also call out their friends so that it will go viral. That's what we want to do. And any amount we gather, I personally, from my pocket, will double it so that we'll be able to do more. And for those people who want to get the books, people are asking how to get the books, write to DSS Books, DSS Books @gmail.com. Or you could go to my blog, SandeiAdelajablog.com/books. Or you could go to Amazon. If you go to Amazon and you are registered on Amazon Unlimited, you could get them for free and read many of them for free in Amazon Unlimited. So, but if you want to get them cheaper, they are cheaper here to buy in DSS Books @gmail.com than to buy on Amazon actually. So, and then you could become distributors for the book. If you want to become a distributor, why not? You can become a distributor for the book and get 60-70% of the book from every book. Make money for yourself. Well, I will have to come back in 40 minutes. I have a very serious message today on 40 minutes, especially about the African church. How pastors are brainwashing, and very interesting, very, very strong message today. So, Pastor Pierre, you have been a blessing to us. I honor you. I thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. And maybe we'll see you tonight in the live broadcast.
Okay, thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.